Let me ask you a question. How often do you skip practicing the piano because you think, man, I only have 10 minutes? What's the point? We have this idea that real practice requires an hour of uninterrupted time, of complete silence in the house, nobody bothering me. I need an hour or more. But let's be honest. For most of us, as grown-ups, as adults, with jobs, families, and responsibilities, that hour rarely happens. It may never happen. But here's the truth that I've discovered after half a century as a musician. 10 minutes of focused, intelligent practice is infinitely better than 0 minutes of waiting for the perfect time. In this video, I'd like to show you exactly how to spend those 10 minutes so that you actually make progress. Welcome to At Home with Music. I'm Leon Olguin. Let's make every minute count. First, we need to make a quick mindset shift. The goal of a 10-minute session, of a 10-minute piano practice session, isn't to learn an entirely new song or a whole bunch of new songs. The goal of a 10-minute practice session is maintenance and momentum. It's about keeping your fingers moving and your brain engaged. So, the clock is ticking. Well, maybe your clocks don't tick if you got one of those digital clocks. But anyway, for the first 2 minutes, we're going to warm up. Warm up your fingers. I've done several videos on warming up. You're not just going to be mindlessly running up and down the keyboard trying to play scales. And you don't want to spend a lot of time trying to decide how you're going to warm up. Because one thing that I've learned over the years is you don't need to do the same thing every time. There's not one particular warm-up that you should be using. I know I never do the same thing twice. I have a whole set of technical exercises that I use to warm up. So what you want to do is just pick one. Just one. Maybe it's a Hanon exercise. I have a video, by the way, where I show you how to make those famous Hanon exercises even more effective. And so if you're playing through an exercise like that, you focus on your touch, make sure you relax your shoulders, and basically you're going to wake up the connection between your brain and your fingertips. You could do something like this. You could play a Hanon exercise, or you could play a chord progression, or you could play a scale. Play it very slowly and deliberately, doing your best to stay relaxed. This, incidentally, was the practice of the great pianist Vladimir Horowitz. He would play scales, not trying to race through them, but playing very slowly. So as you can see, there are many things that you can do to warm up your fingers, but the key here is to just choose one. Remember, you don't have to do them all. Just pick one, and for 2 minutes, warm up your fingers. And by the way, just a little extra bonus tip here. If you've seen my videos on finger exercises that can be done away from the piano, then you know that you can even do this before you even sit down at the keyboard. Now we come to the heart of your 10-minute piano practice session. And this is where some people tend to go astray. They might try to do as much as they can possibly do in that short amount of time. Maybe they try to play through as many songs as they can from start to finish as quickly as possible without making a mistake. And if you try to do this, I think you're going to end up getting frustrated. So instead, here's what I suggest you could do in this 6-minute or so part of this practice session. Pick 4 measures. That's it. I'm talking about 4 measures that have been giving you trouble. So think to yourself, now what songs am I learning? Hopefully there's a whole bunch of tunes that you're wanting to learn how to play. I take you through tutorials on many of them. Maybe there are songs you've always wanted to play and you're working on trying to learn them. As you think about the songs you're trying to learn, where are you getting stuck? What's the hard part in this particular song? Maybe it's the verse. Maybe it's the bridge or the middle 8, if you like. Maybe you can't figure out the ending. Maybe there's a run or a fill that you've been trying to add to the song, and you're not sure what to do. Well, let me give you an example. Now, I've got a lead sheet right here. This is a song that I've done a tutorial on in the past. It's called I Want to Be Happy. Now, maybe you're trying to learn this song, and you've got through the verse okay, but then you get to the middle 8. You know, the song is pretty much in the key of C with basic chords. And then all of a sudden you get to this section. I'll show you the lead sheet here. And you can see that now when skies are gray and you say you are blue, let's say this little turnaround at the end of this middle section or the beginning of the middle section, that's giving you trouble. Set a timer now. You've got 6 minutes and you're going to only work on that little section. When skies are gray and you say you are blue. Maybe that whole section, that little 4-bar section is giving you trouble. So you want to break it down. Start like you would always do with the right hand alone until you get it. And then we're going to play the left hand alone. What are the chords there? We have G minor, C7, and it goes to F, and then B flat. So analyze those chords. Play through them with your left hand. Play them with the right hand as well. And so by the end of 6 minutes, you will have mastered those 4 bars rather than playing a whole song sloppily with a bunch of mistakes. In other words, the concept here is you're breaking a song that you're learning into sections, mastering the sections, then putting them all together. And so now, you've got maybe 2 minutes left. You play through what you just worked on and fit it into the context of the song. Of course, I need to learn how to play it too. Anyway, I've got to the middle section. And then eventually you work your way through the rest of the song. Play through the song now. Just that section. Maybe play through the whole song once. Play it slowly. Enjoy every sound that you're making. This gives you a chance to remind yourself why you love music and why you love making music. This isn't work. Don't think of this as work. Oh, practice time. That's just nothing but work. No. This is the reward. You've spent some time working on just those 4 measures, and now you can play them more smoothly than you could before. And that's it. Time's up. You're done. Now, you didn't climb Mount Everest, to use a metaphor that's not necessarily a musical one, but you took a few steps up the path. You didn't climb the whole mountain, but you made a little bit of progress on your way up. So if you do this every day, maybe you can fit 2 10-minute sessions in there somehow, you will pass the person who waits for the weekend to start sprinting. You're just walking along, one day at a time. Now, you may have more than 10 minutes some days, and you can take advantage of that. But if you only have 10 minutes, this is what you can do. Now, if you want to dive a little deeper into maximizing your practice time, I do have a video on how to train your hands to work separately. And that's a good one for that 6-minute deep work section when you have those 10 minutes. So you can click. It's somewhere on the screen here. I can never remember where, but it'll be there. And you can click on it and watch that one. So I encourage you to keep going. And by the way, thanks for watching. I want you to know that I'm here to help you learn in a way that makes sense. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. And you can join my Patreon. The links are in the description. If you have any other comments, any suggestions, any questions, please leave those in the comment section. I make every effort to answer every question and respond to every comment. I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.